Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and I'm joined with Connor.
Hi everyone.
We're going to talk about The Flash, Season 2, Episode 13. It's called Welcome to Earth 2, and as always, full spoilers for the episode as follows. So, a lot of little things to digest in this one.
It was so much I had to make notes.
You made notes, so I didn't
I
do
made
that.
notes.
But,
just of a few of the things that I particularly.
well, I think, obviously, the premise as we set it up last episode is that Barry and like Earth 2 Harrison Wells, and we find out in this episode Cisco
Yep.
are going over to Earth 2, and the fun that will bring, because we'll see Earth 2 versions of lots of our characters, some that we weren't even expecting, I imagine, and we'll get to that, who that might be in a minute. First things first, though, when they go through to Earth 2, this is probably the first big Easter eggy thing we need to talk about. And it confirmed one thing, and this was a really cool moment. I really smelled when I seen this. This wasn't necessarily the first thing we saw in there, but it was the main thing that jumped out at me first. Supergirl was in there,
So it's pretty much gonna be an alternate Earth.
which is what I said it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. We'd assumed so anyway, but I kind of wish that had been the reveal though. Imagine if they hadn't told us a week ago.
Yeah, that's true. But then that makes me think that's why we found out a week ago, because they just finalised the deal and they just slotted her into that.
Yeah.
You know, they took a shot from Supergirl and put it into that montage or whatever,
Yeah.
like last minute, because okay, we can do this now. Right?
I
So
know.
green light.
But imagine if they'd gone, hang on, we can do this.
And
Let's
not
not
tell
tell them for 1 week.
Yeah, that would have been really exciting had we not known. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That said, it was still pretty exciting to see. I was like,
It
oh,
was.
that's cool. I was like, oh, it's Supergirl.
Like, oh, looking forward to that now.
So that's really nice. We saw a version of Grodd as well in there.
Yep.
He's probably the least interesting thing in there, just because it's another
Because
Grodd.
we expected to get more Grodd at some point in the show anyway.
Yeah. We also got a quick, nice little nostalgic callback. We got the original 90s TV show Flash, played by the actor who plays Barry's dad on this show, which I actually thought was really cool. I thought it was a nice little touch.
Do you know what? It was interesting as well. I thought this is the first time in a while they've mentioned his dad in the episodes. Feel like maybe they're seeding something. Yeah. Don't know what, but they're seeding something.
You think I've seen something? Maybe.
They hadn't mentioned him in a long time.
They hadn't, that's true.
And then, maybe I didn't tell him because, what if he says no? What if he says don't go? It's like, this is weird.
It could be. Okay.
I don't know, I just thought that stuck out as really weird, and that reminded me.
We got a Green Arrow, which when I watched it, because obviously this all happens very quickly, I just assumed it was like older alternate Earth Green Arrow, because we know we're getting like one-armed Green Arrow in Legends of Tomorrow at some point this season.
Yep.
But actually looking at the screenshot, it looks like a black guy wearing a green hood.
Yeah, it's got recurve bow instead of a compound. Some sort of very high-tech arrow. And the shoulder's like a quilted pattern rather than just a plain thing.
Interesting.
So maybe some version of Connor Hawk.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if obviously the Flash thing to the old TV show is just a nice little nod, but
Yeah.
I don't know if everything else is necessarily leading to something later. It could just be fun little.
Well, most of them point to stuff.
Most of them, but I mean, for all we know, the Green Arrow thing might just be a little
Yeah, it could be.
thing. We know Supergirl is leading to something, so.
Yeah, we
That's
know that
cool.
is.
All on the last one, was there any that I've missed so far?
Yeah, Jonah Hex.
Ah, yeah.
We got Jonah Hex. But obviously, we knew that was coming anyway because
That's
they
coming in
announced it was
Legends.
going to be in
Yeah,
Legends.
it's going to be in Legends of Tomorrow. That one didn't. I don't give a shit about Jonah Hex generally, so whatever.
No, it was like, okay, we know it's happening.
Yeah. Right, you wanted to talk about the last one, no?
Yeah, it's a Legion ring from Legion Superheroes, and that's exciting because after I saw the first episodes of Legends of Tomorrow, I was like, I really want the Legion to show up and be like, stop fucking with time, dicks, and just sort it out. And now it's like now they're seeding me a Legion ring. It's like, come on, make it happen.
I get that. I do have to somewhat disagree because I have never liked Legion of Tomorrow. Oh, Legion of Superheroes, sorry. Legion of Tomorrow. I'm getting my name mixed up.
I think they work really well in certain stories.
I every time they pop up in Superman, I hate it.
Really? Have you read the one with the Jeff Johns one with them?
Yep, I liked that series. I hated that issue.
That's one of my favourite Superman stories.
I hate it. I hate when I'm reading Superman or watching Superman or whatever. You know, Smallville was pretty crappy anyway, but when the Legion of Superheroes showed up, I hated it in that as well. I hate the idea that there's characters from the future who know that what the history of Superman is going to be before he's even lived it. It feels so cheap to me. I don't like it.
But is that any different to what's happened in Legends, really?
Yeah, because they don't talk about Superman.
No,
Batman.
But it's the same in principle. He's come back and gone, hey, I know what happens. You guys don't matter. You'll do.
Yeah, but that's very different. But the point is what they're doing now could matter. The difference is that's the whole main crux of that thing, whereas with Superman, it's like a little thing that pops in every so often, and it's not the main point of the whole story.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the Legion. I think they're cool.
I don't. So that's it. I won't necessarily hate them in Legends of Tomorrow because at least in that it would make some sense because we're dealing with other characters from the future.
Yeah.
If they start going on about Superman building a utopia, though, I'm going to just gloss over, like, fuck off. Right, so that's all the Easter eggs in that bit. But before we get to
that bit,
before we get to the main story, though, let's just talk about some of the other Easter eggs. So we had Deadshot as Iris's partner in Earth 2, who is a shit shot apparently, which is
fantastic.
Which is purely just for the joke. Let's be honest, but
it was just for the joke. Yeah.
The
Mayor
one that
Snart.
Mayor Snart. The one that you didn't see, and I'm shocked you didn't notice this.
I think I must have blinked for a second because it was only there for a second.
It's when Barry goes to use the phone, and there's like speed dial options on it, and there's like mum and dad, some guy Eddie. Do you know who Eddie is?
Is that not the guy from the first season, Eddie?
There was a
Is that not Eddie?
Yeah, I suppose yeah. You got me doubting that, but yeah.
See, when you said it like that, I thought, his name was Eddie, and then you said it like that, I was like, what's his name, Eddie?
In that case, it just feels really out of place next to the next three names, because the next three names were Bruce, Hal, and Diana.
Yeah.
And if you're not a big DC Comics fan, let me just tell you who that is. That's Batman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. So, pretty big deal. And I don't remember Barry ever having been particularly close friends with Wonder Woman, but he is friends with Hal and Bruce. So I like
especially Hal, yeah.
Yeah. Especially, him and Hal, like, proper, like, best buddies.
Yeah.
But he's always had a good connection with Bruce as well, because they're both, like, forensic detective-y people.
Yeah.
So I like that they picked those two names, because, I mean, they could have put on Clark, they could have put on, whoever. But they picked those names, and I think that was...
I guess Diana was just the, we'll pick another one. Why not? And that's just the one they went with.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It does beg the question, though. Are they superheroes in this universe? And is this Earth 2 Barry Allen... we know he's not a metahuman, because Iris's watch doesn't go off with him, presumably, like it does with him. So, is he like working for the Justice League or the Justice Society or whoever they're going by?
Yeah, it could be.
Does he do science for them?
It's hard to guess. Maybe it's probably not.
I'm just speculating. It's not important. It's an Easter egg. It's not important, but it's just a bit of fun speculation. I don't know. And of course, we met other Earth 2 variations of everyone else. We got Joe, who's a jazz singer. Iris, we mentioned, is a cop. Caitlin's Killer Frost is a villain. Vibe is Reverb, who's just a villainous version of himself. Which was
fantastic.
Big real. Did you like him at the end?
I did. I thought it was very amusing.
Obviously, Ronnie is Deathstorm instead of Firestorm.
Yeah. Do we get any others?
that was all the main ones. I was kind of surprised there wasn't an Earth 2 pie, honestly. I was kind of expecting it. Maybe we'll get that in the next one, because it's obviously a two-parter.
Yeah.
So we could get more fun little ones in the next one. Oh, I suppose we got the guy who was almost the other half of Firestorm, who was evil.
Oh, and Detective Singh.
Oh yeah, and the chief of police is now a criminal guy with a really weird beard.
And a cool hat.
And a cool hat, yeah. A pimp, perhaps, I don't know. He had a pimpy look about him. So, yeah, that's all the sort of fun Earth 2 stuff, and that's... You know, that's the fun of doing this kind of stuff. You get to see different versions of some of the characters, and, you know, I'm sure we might get some even more next episode for fun's sake. But, no, so all that side of things was just a good bit of fun. And it was nice and sprinkled throughout the episode. And before we get to the plot, we should probably talk, just because it's kind of separate from everything else, but the phone call that Barry makes to his
Possibly
mother.
the best moment of the episode.
Well, possibly. I think the acting particularly sold that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's like, you know, Barry goes to his Earth 2 counterpart's house. Iris mentions, but Iris and Barry are married, by the way, just showing that no matter what, they're going to end up together. We know that. This is true.
Damn it.
Hey, I'm saying it. Patty's
know,
getting killed.
Don't do
And
this
that's not a
to me.
spoiler, that's me guessing. Just for anyone
Don't do this to me.
for anyone who thinks I'm spoiling something from comics or whatever, I'm not. Like, this isn't in the comics. I'm convinced that Patty's getting killed. I think Zoom's going to snap her a little bitty neck right before the end of the season,
Just don't do this to me.
and then Barry's going to go Uber Flash. But anyway, yeah, so Barry's mum's alive in Earth 2, and our Barry gets to talk to her for a little bit, and the acting's quite good, because he gets quite emotional, and he's crying as he's talking, and it works really well.
And just something I was going to say earlier. You know how we often speak about how it could be melodramatic with the music, and I mentioned that. This is a perfect example of how you just rein it in, keep it low key. You don't need to do anything like over the top.
Actually, it's funny, the music that was playing, I believe, was the piano version of the main theme.
Yeah.
And that particularly hit me hard, because this is something that some TV shows do sometimes. Well, they'll have a main theme for a season or two, and well, don't get me wrong, we still hear the Flash main theme in the end credits every episode, but they used it in every episode as part of the score last season, and they've avoided it this season. Like, it's not been there at all.
Yeah.
They've had new themes, they've had whatever else. But every so often in a TV show, they'll do this, where they'll have a theme and then they'll stop using it. Sometimes for even longer than this. The example that I always use is Angel. It did it with a couple of themes actually, but there was a theme that Angel had in season 1 and early parts of season 2. It was like his heroic Batman-y sounding theme.
No, another one.
Yeah. And it wasn't used at all after... I think the latest I remember it was maybe halfway through season 2. Wasn't used for the rest of that season, wasn't used for 3, wasn't used for 4. It was the 100th episode in season 5.
And brought back.
Where he says something badass and then the music hits and it sends shivers down my spine. Because I'm the sort of guy who remembers the themes and stuff because I like that sort of thing. And they did it with another theme as well, which was a certain character's death theme. And they brought that back right before the end to sort of show that everyone was gearing up to go out in a, like, this is probably a suicide mission, but we're going to go out heroes. And it kind of called back to this some other person sacrificing themselves, and it was, tears were streaming as soon as the notes of that theme hit. And this was, on a smaller scale, a similar kind of idea where I kind of heard the theme creeping in, and I'm like, oh, it's the original theme, and
But it's just because they kept it. They didn't do anything over the top. It was just subdued, just on the piano. Just let it do its job, and it didn't have to do anything special.
Look, I generally agree that they overdo it with melodramatic scenes on the CW. I do. I just disagreed that particular scene or two in Supergirl was an example of it. That's all. That was
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to show that this is how it's done.
Fine, I'm cool with that. I like a nice piano-based version of a theme that I've otherwise heard. Really good moment, right?
Yeah.
Great stuff. But generally, Barry takes on the role of Earth 2 Barry, and I assume that after they knock out Earth 1 Barry, which, by the way, I love the fact that like Earth 2 Barry's freaking out because he's meeting Wells and he's like starstruck. I love that when Wells hands Barry the taser, Barry doesn't even hesitate. He's like, yeah, it needs to be done. He just walks over and does it. Like, he doesn't even blink an eye. He just goes over and knocks himself out. It's great. So I like that. But so he takes the role of him. Joe from Earth 2 dies.
Oh, hang on.
Deathstorm kills him.
Sounds dropped out. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep talking, so I don't have to edit it.
Okay.
You're actually ruining it by saying "hold on." I would have just.
Well, I would have completely missed your entire point.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? But no, Earth 2 Joe dies. Deathstorm kills him, and we get a scene of him dying. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of like, okay, it's a sad scene, but it's not our Joe, so we don't really care that much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of sad because I like this Joe still, even though he's a bit of a dick. Like,
yeah.
He had some. He sung "My Funny Valentine." Great song, great choice, and he had that line like, "I'm a musician. We're all selfish." I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, you are a selfish prick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just true. This is very true. So there's that, and then Cisco's helping. They're trying to track down Frost and Deathstorm, and that leads to Reverb, which is kind of cool scene with Cisco talking to himself and so on. But Zoom shows up and captures Barry, and that's the main plot. That's the Earth 2 plot.
Yeah. I think there's some pretty good stuff with the two Ciscos. There's a bit where where Zoom shows up, and he takes out Reverb with the fist through the chest.
Yeah, it was reminiscent of how
Cisco Cisco like grabs his chest like in remembering it because he can remember that one, can't he?
Yeah. Because even though time changed, he can remember getting killed that way from Reverse Flash.
Yeah. I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
And I thought the music, the bit where they were just having their conversation, that music, there was like that bouncing synth stuff going on. That was like completely new. I thought that was really cool.
Pardon me, folks.
It's quite late here.
Yeah, it's almost 6 a.m. So
yeah.
Pardon some tiredness. So that's the Earth 2 plot. The Earth 1 plot was I can't even remember the guy's name. There was a villain going about.
Geomancer?
Yeah,
Geo something.
It sounds.
It was to do with rocks and earthquakes. It's definitely Geo something.
Yeah, it was causing little earthquakes or whatever. And because obviously Barry's not here, Jay takes some of this serum. Well, he takes the new version of the serum that won't kill him.
Yeah, we're on 7 now.
7, and she's going to design 8 because 7 runs out too quickly, as we soon learn.
I think 9's the final one.
Yeah, but we get. Is that a thing, or you just?
Yeah, no, I think it is.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
So he tries to fight him. We get a couple of cool moments with Jay in his Flash outfit, actually speeding about, using his hat to send like shockwaves or whatever.
Kind of a nice touch to finally have him, because we've seen him do a little bit of speed. We've seen him in the outfit, and now we get the two together. It's like this is Flash. That was cool.
Yeah. That was basically that was the whole plot. It was him admitting that he was taking like performance enhancing Flash drugs, and that's why he's actually dying, not because Zoom stole his. I mean, Zoom did steal his speed, but that's not why he's
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But presumably once Caitlin perfects her serum, he can just dose up in that every day like a good drug addict and stay alive.
And have a speed. It's all good. Everyone wins.
Yeah.
Gonna get some crazy Flash team up going on.
Yeah, and Caitlin gets a boyfriend who can vibrate literally every part of his body, so she's happy.
That's very true.
That's a good episode. We've been quite lucky this week, I think, with shows mostly being good up to this point.
Yeah.
Supergirl was great. X-Files was good this week. I have a good feeling that Legends of Tomorrow is going to be good this week. Unfortunately, I feel like Arrow will be it'll be the Arrow in my enjoyment.
I still feel like before that Agent Carter's going to knock me down a peg, because it'll be fine, but I won't feel the same level of.
Did you?
This was awesome.
Did you intend that pun, or were you?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
Peggy.
No, I wasn't thinking.
Look, you're then
Happy
proud of that now.
accident.
You're very proud of it now. I've pointed it out.
Happy accident.
All right,
I'll
so
take it.
that's the Flash. Next week we get the second part of this extravaganza. Interestingly, the Supergirl episode that the Flash is going to be in is, I believe, the 18th of March was the date they used. So I'm wondering what the reasons for him going through a breach to get there is. Possibly an accident. And I'm wondering if they seed it in like, the end of a Flash episode.
Oh,
So that,
they absolutely will.
and maybe she'll cameo at the end of a Flash episode, so CW gets a little, like, you know, come
Little
see
boost.
Supergirl, yeah, this episode. I don't know, I'm pretty down for it now, so. Yeah, so that's this week's Flash.